Can any of you imagine what it'd be like within your own human body? You're this huge vessel, and inside it's like a huge or tiny city of multiple tiny, very tiny people running around, working day in and day out, 24/7, 365 days a year, or 366 if it's a leap year. And then you have the smallest of them all, the platelets, who look like cute little children that protects your body every day, all day. Can you imagine that? You know, in biology class, they just look like little circular stuff floating around in your body and all that stuff. But Hataraku Saibou, also known as Cells at Work, makes it look so much more interesting to learn about the human body. So here I am with a double review of Hataraku Saibou, also known as Cells at Work, with episodes 2 and 3. And starting with episode 2, really the hero at the end of the day was the platelets, the little cute children that we thought, you know, they probably are useless, but actually they have a pretty big role. Every cell in our body has a big role, but possibly when you look at them, you're thinking they can't really do much. So what happened was we end up getting a scrape. Remember, this is from our point of view inside our body, so you have to view it as these cells are working inside your own body, as weird as that may seem. But I have watched shows where it's taken from your point of view. If you guys can remember that show, Makura Danchi, that I reviewed 3 summers ago, that was from your point of view. Completely different series, but you can understand where I'm getting from. So we end up getting a scrape, and that causes to damage the blood vessel. So everybody's going crazy, like, oh my god, what happened? Oh, got a cut, now they have to go fix it. And because of that, blood vessels are coming out of the body because of the damage that has been done on the skin. That also allowed for germs to infiltrate the body. They see an opening, so they come in. So they're coming in, and then we have automatically on the scene to fight off germs or viruses is the white blood cell group. They come in and they're fighting, but they're getting overwhelmed. And before any more damage can happen, we see where the platelets just come in, marching their little kids with their little feet, and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. This is happening in my body right now. I mean, I probably have to get a cut, but you know, it happens. You know, you get random cuts and you don't know what happened until you start seeing the scrape. So to get a better understanding of what their main function is, even though they told a small description of what they were, you know, I kind of look up platelets, and overall it's basically their main job is to react to bleeding, from Wikipedia, to react to bleeding from blood vessel injury by clumping, thereby initiating a blood clot. So that whole netting that they put was to prevent any more bleeding to happen, and also in a way to stop germs from coming inside the body. So once they do that and they were done with their job, you know, the white blood cells were able to kill off the rest of the germs. And after that, they took all the blood cells and rounded them up and put them in the spot where we got the wound, so that over the days that the wound is healing up, the blood cells will work together along with the blood clot to heal it. Therefore, we get a scrape. So I found it actually fascinating because I never really knew how the whole thing worked out. I know, like, you know, you start seeing that white stuff covering over, and then eventually you see the scar that's left after the scrape that's left over. And if you're the type of person that likes to peel it off or something and all that sort, then, you know, all the glory and stuff to you. But that's what happens to our bodies. So I found that actually very interesting, but also very cute on how they demonstrated within this episode. So if you think platelets don't do much, think again. Say thank you to them. Every time you get a cut, every time you cut yourself or you get an accident, scrape, thank them. Now, episode 3. Macrophage. She is a yandere. She comes in and she kills. She kills any infected cell. What we've seen in this episode, we have this cell called the naive T-Cell. I don't know if that's actually real. I didn't even look it up, but I probably should. It's basically a cell that hasn't grown to be a mature T-Cell as of yet to do the same job as the regular blood cells or on a higher scale. And while that is happening, Naive is very scared because we're having where influenza virus came into our body and it started to attach to the common cell, so therefore it's multiplying at a very fast rate. So for most of episode 3, Naive is actually very scared, and true to the name, they can't really do much. They run away from the scene because they don't want to deal with these infected cells. Micro just comes in with a smile on her face, then just starts slaughtering people, and come to find out her the main job for Microphage is to, you know, they kill and capture any foreign substance as bacteria or germs as well, and then they relay the message to the dendrites. Okay, so that can spread out throughout. That's why the dendrites look like a tree branch, because it's like when you look in the human body, all those different parts that looks like tree branch within the body, that's what the dendrite is. So it sends out the signals from Microphage, sends out the information, dendrite sends out the rest of it throughout the human body, so each part knows what it needs to do. And then afterwards they end up Microphage cleans up the mess. So because of the virus multiplying at a fast rate, we have where the T cells are coming in as well to back up, but it's proving to be too much. So basically, naive T cell had a level up. They turned into a Jojo T-Cell. Okay, they turned into a Jojo T-Cell. So I got Jojo T-Cells running in my body, and possibly you too. So not only that, but he multiplied. So they had more than enough reinforcements, as well as we saw the B cell that actually produces antibiotics to fight against influenza virus. So they're all working together. It was just a, you know, a blood fest. Everybody's punching and kicking and slicing, dicing these infected cells. And then we had the little, you know, typical JoJo from part 3. Can't wait till part 5 comes out this October. Oh gosh. But it was actually just a pretty fun episode to see how he leveled up. And then they did mention that influenza has like 3 parts. There's the influenza C, type B, and type A. Type A is the most dangerous. So when we saw naive T-Cell or Jojo T-Cell went to go up against influenza type A, he just knocked him out the park, and then he just started to multiply. So influenza type A is actually a lot more dangerous, and it causes, you know, the cells now to work even harder to eradicate this virus out the body. And then Jojo T-Cell reverts back to naive T-Cells. So he downgraded. He downgraded. So now he has to go through the whole process once again. But I found episode 3 and 2. Episode 2 was just cute, close to the ending, and episode 3 was just plain hilarious with a reference to JoJo. So if you guys saw these 2 episodes, episode 2 and episode 3, if you are someone who's like a biology major or someone who's into sciences or medicine, do tell some information, some stuff they probably did right, or some things they probably have left out or changed a little bit. Also, if you are anime only or a manga reader, do tell your reactions on how you felt about these 2 episodes. You can check out the links in the description box. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye.